Carta recently released a report called How AI is Changing the Compensation Game for VC-Backed Startups. If you don't know Carta, they're basically what most startups use to keep track of their cap table and stock grants, essentially who owns what percentage of the company. In the last two sections of the report, they talk about how AI natives are paying top dollar for engineering and go-to-market talent. That's entirely consistent with my own prediction on this, that from now on, there are only two jobs going forward. You're either building it or you're selling it. If you're not doing one of those two, I'm honestly not sure why you're in the company. Well, technically there's a third kind of job, which is like being the professional adult in the room, like yours truly. But realistically, you only need one or two of these per company. And even so, these roles are often responsible for building and selling what's called product two. So product one is the product that the company builds and sells to its customers. This is how you generate revenue to stay alive and grow the company. Product two is the product that a company builds and sells to its employees so that talented people will keep wanting to work there. Data shows that an AI native startup valued at more than 500 million, an AI/ML engineer compensated at the 80th to 95th percentile would earn $320K in annual salary and be granted 14.6 basis points of the company's total equity. At a startup with the same valuation that is not AI native, those same benchmarks drop to 285K in salary and 10 basis points of total equity. Losers. Here's something less obvious though. It turns out that go-to-market is also getting comped more at AI native startups. Intuitively, that's because it's really hard to sell something novel, complex, and often very high up the value chain. In fact, it's a pretty close race these days who is taking home more between go-to-market and engineering. From what I've seen, go-to-market tends to take home more upfront cash, while engineering is better rewarded through equity in the long run. Both can, of course, result in life-changing amounts of money if you pick the right company. Either way, don't forget, from now on, you're either building it or you're selling it.